Howdy team, happy Thursday. I am coming to you from one of the happiest places in the state of Texas. I'm in the the Buc-ee's parking lot. Got my banana pudding. Got a drink the size of my face, some of their blue cream soda that's so good. I've been up in Denison today. It's kind of cool. I was with two of my not even my favorite people, literally my brothers, two of my discipleship guys from college. And another friend of ours from college is the bass player for a Christian band called Seventh Day Slumber, and he was in town, and so then let's go see him, and we need to get together and pray. It's been a while, and so we did, and that's been doing that the last several hours. It's been good. It's another reminder to me of why I'm so passionate about student ministry and why I love the scripture so much, because Jesus was so faithful to give me such solid friends. Had a lot in common with him. We laughed a lot for sure, but ultimately it was Christ that brought us together. It's Christ that keeps us together to this day. The best friends that I will ever have, I have no doubt. But it's the scriptures and our relationship to the Lord that makes us strong. So all that to say, I'm excited for us to talk to students this week about Luke chapter 12. Specifically, look at verses 13 through 34. And it's this little section. It's not the only place where half of it is discussed. Half of it's from the Sermon on the Mount, but the other half, Luke is the only one that tells the story. It's just one of the ones that I want to be sure and cover. But this first half, where Jesus is teaching and this guy yells out from the crowd, "Hey, Jesus, make my brother share the family inheritance with me." And Jesus' response is pretty interesting. He says, who made me judge and arbiter over these things? And again, I wish so much that I could see Jesus' face, because part of me is like, well, you are the judge, Jesus, and you are the arbiter of all things. But in relation to this, Jesus is just saying, hey, like I'm not the one to make those decisions. But he does go on to teach from this moment, which he does so often, right? Like he takes this seemingly obscure, random situation and then disciples his people through it, which is our role as leaders of the student ministry and really as parents. We're constantly watching for opportunities to point not only our families back to Christ, but to just think through scenarios in a scriptural fashion. So Jesus tells this parable about a foolish man who put all of his hope in his possessions. Actually, let me back up. Jesus' response, I think, is so very interesting. Notice when he says to the guy, hey, don't be so covetous. Like, don't be a covetous person. Like, you kind of wonder, wait a second, was he talking about my brother that won't share his goods, or was he talking about me that seems so interested in getting goods? And that answer's not given. That's kind of the point. And then he goes into the parable of the rich fool who spent all of his life focused only on making a buck. And it says specifically that he was rich in worldly goods, but he was poor on the Lord and his relationship with the Lord. And then we get into the passage that is really, really well known. And I would love for you to just read this next little section slowly with students. And this is one of those passages that we can't possibly digest and ingest enough. Certainly in the days of Corona, where goods are a little bit more slim, maybe, than normally. And there are a handful of students that are just hurting because of stuff, not only because of Corona, but just stuff their family's going through right now anyway, where worldly goods are a lot more sparse maybe than they used to be. And notice, like, nowhere does Jesus say those things don't matter. Nowhere does he say he doesn't care. He's simply telling us and reminding us, and this is such an important thing. He says this is not the most important thing. Don't be what motivates you in life is to just advance yourself. Don't be making a buck be the most important thing in your life. Make serving me the most important thing in your life. And remember, I'm the one that provides for you. I'm the one that gives you your skills and your talents and your jobs and your knowledge and your know-how and your scholarships and all the things that advance you in your life. Even though if you don't recognize me as the giver of those things, I'm the one who gives you those things. Trust me to provide for you, and I will. It may not always be the way that you think I should, or may not be as much as you want me to, but I will provide for you. You focus on serving me, and not just serving me and doing stuff for me, but actually knowing and enjoying me. Jesus is the treasure. That's what we got to help students understand. He's the treasure. That's what we should covet more than anything. We want to have a solid, beautiful, incredible relationship with Jesus. So spend some time thinking about that passage again. Kind of laugh a little bit at Jesus' response. Think about how he disciples these guys through this weird scenario. And no kidding, just personally read the second little section there. Read it slowly to yourself, and I would read it slowly to students. And y'all just sort of grind through that together. Ask them what they think about it and how they process that. Tell them stories about how God has provided for you. And some of you have told me those stories, how God has provided for you, not only through your jobs, but how he's miraculously provided for you in times of need. Let us all rejoice in God's provision and how he is enough. And we really can seek him first above all things. Guys, I love y'all. I'll see you soon. I'm going to enjoy some banana pudding for you. Bye.